Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Brianna and today's going to be a different type of video. I've never done a reaction video before, so I thought it would be fun to look at some of my old videos when I was a substitute teacher. So if you guys don't know, I'm currently a first year 9th grade English teacher. COVID crazy first year teacher. Before that, pre-COVID days, if we can even remember those, I was a sub for almost about a year for grades 5 through 12, but I mostly did 8 through 12, which is middle and high school. I actually have never ever watched back any of my videos on YouTube. That might sound weird, but I actually hate hearing myself talk and hate seeing myself in videos. But I do YouTube. So I've never watched back my videos. After I edit and post them, that's pretty much it. I have a whole playlist from when I was a sub. I have 17 videos, so I'm going to kind of pick a couple and go through them and react to my experience as a sub, now knowing what I know as a full-time teacher. However, keep in mind that when I was a sub, things were normal. This was before COVID. We didn't have to wear masks and get our temperatures checked, and we didn't have to do everything on Canvas, which is a digital platform. So now as a teacher, things are so weird. They're not the same, but I still thought it would be fun to react and see what it was like when I was a sub. Okay, so I will link this playlist down below. Again, I have 17 videos from when I was a sub talking about some of my different experiences. Let me start from the first one. They kind of peek in. So the first video I ever posted was August 26, 2019, what it's really like being a substitute teacher. This was my first video I ever posted that wasn't like natural or curly hair. I started my channel only doing hair tutorials, product reviews. This was the first time that I really dove into something outside of that category criteria. So let's just skip around and see what it's really like being a sub. We have a sub. I have had students be super disrespectful, talking back, not following directions. Love my old intro. Hey y'all, I'm Brianna and welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be telling you guys what it's really like to be a substitute teacher. So I've been subbing middle school and high school for about 2 months now as an in-between job while I get my career / life together. So at this time, I was only about 2 months in. I started subbing in April of 2019, so the end of a school year, and then I was a sub all the way up and through March 2020 before COVID happened and things got shut down. So funny that I said I was just subbing as an in-between job while I figured my life out, which was true. Did not know that I would keep subbing for almost a year and become a teacher. Working with the students. So now on to the students. Yes, the lovely students. The students in which I am often mistaken for. The sarcasm is so real. So when I was a sub, especially in high school and even in middle school sometimes, I was always mistaken as a student. At the time, I was 23. I think I had just turned 23. Yeah, I was 23, and so I was mistaken all the time as a student. Now I'm 24, almost 25, and even as a teacher, I still get mistaken as a student sometimes. My high school is very big. There's 200 plus teachers, and so obviously I don't know every single teacher. Every single time I meet a new teacher, they always say that they thought I was a student, so that has definitely not changed at all. So I'm a pretty young substitute. I'm 23 years old. Yeah, I was 23. College last year, and I have inevitably almost every day of me subbing have been asked, how old am I? Did I graduate high school? Am I in college? Am I 16 years old? And often been mistaken as a student. Just last week, I was walking to my class to sub, and this was in an area where students weren't allowed to go yet until the bell rang. And I got asked where was my hall pass by a teacher, and then she quickly realized after seeing my badge, I was not a student. I remember that day that a teacher asked me for my hall pass, and it was the most awkward, embarrassing thing ever. As a teacher now, I always try to have my ID on just because I'm like, hey, I'm a teacher, I'm not a student, but yeah, some things never change. Let me skip forward in this. going to happen. And so the students often do ask how old I am. They also sometimes ask other questions like, am I married, and what high school did I go to, and just random questions like that. And so I found that it's easy to just quickly deflect from those and make sure that you get back on topic, because they will just keep asking you question after question and it is never ending. And so something quick to note is that currently, this whole school year, being a first-year teacher, my school, they had the option to be online or in person. Most of my students have been online the entire year, so I haven't seen them face-to-face. The ones that do come to school were on a hybrid schedule, so based on the letter of their last name, they alternate days. Typically, I will only have between 2 and maybe 5 people in the class at a time. As a sub, I was covering for classes that had 25, 30, 35 kids. And so that dynamic definitely has impacted a lot of my experiences in the classroom as a sub versus now. The thing about questions is still so true. Kids are curious. I think especially when you're young, they just want to know about you. In the beginning, I was super protective over kind of letting them know too much. But as we both, like my students and I, got to know each other, I kind of didn't really like protect everything as much. Like I was so like super protective over them finding out how old I was. I don't know why, but I just did not want them to know my exact age. But just naturally in conversation, it kind of came up, and I just wasn't really that like serious over keeping that info hidden. They do ask me random questions like, do you have pets? Are you married? Just if it's like surface level stuff, I'll just answer it. But if it's anything that's like crossing the line, of course, I will not give them like any personal information. That's just completely unnecessary. But they are just genuinely curious and they want to know about you. And it's perfectly fine to share some general info, like your siblings, maybe where you go on vacation, like what high school you went to, like stuff like that I used to be so protective over. I kind of just let go because it's good for them to get to know you, because they start to feel more comfortable. And so earlier today I was subbing, and I had a kid at the end of class when she was leaving tell me, "Thank you for teaching us." Girl, I pressed play on a video and passed out worksheets. I didn't teach anything. But the little things like that just make you see that there are some really great kids out there, and some kids will even just start talking to you and just opening up about problems or just about life in general. I think it was my second week of subbing. That is still so true. It's honestly the little things, like when you've just had the worst week ever, the longest days and meetings and doing all these other things, and just a simple like thank you or have a nice day or have a nice weekend honestly means so much. I got an email from a parent a couple weeks ago that was just like, "Thank you so much for what you do. We appreciate you so much." And things like that honestly just make this job, it kind of keeps pushing you forward when you feel like you really want to quit. Okay, let me skip to a different video. Okay, breaking up a school fight. This was November 26, 2019. Watching my own ads, get that AdSense money.
$163 a month for my...
And so I'm crazy things, and so at first I thought that they were just friends, just playing around. And so as I got closer, I could kind of hear what they were saying. It was that kind of like post up, like say one more thing, and then one of the guys actually took off his shirt. So he had like a undershirt under it, like a tank top wife beater type thing, and so he took off his shirt and they're still kind of talking back and forth. They're standing up, and I'm noticing that the boys around them, the kids around them, are starting to kind of like hype them up, like, you know, when you see that a fight's about to happen. So context, this was middle school. I think these were 8th graders. I vividly remember this day and those students and just everything about this story. And I guess in real life it would be kind of like a circle forming around them, but since we're at school and they have to sit down, the kids around them are still in their seats, but they're kind of making noises, oohing and awing, and kind of like hyping them up. And so it was at this moment that I realized that they were about to fight. So this one boy takes off his shirt. He has a tank top under, and he's kind of just like posting up and they're kind of still going back and forth. And so I kind of look around the cafeteria to see where the other teachers are. And so, okay, this is a 12-minute video. Long story short, they didn't actually fight, but I did not know what to do and kind of like froze up, and another teacher went and broke it up. The one thing about COVID and the way it's changed school is that I really have not had to deal with any behavioral issues because there's not that many kids at school. There haven't been any fights. I haven't had any crazy things happen in class. So I definitely think I experienced way more craziness when it comes to the kids as a sub than I have as a first-year teacher, just because of the nature of COVID and how schools are. So that was the only time that I really ever experienced or almost experienced a fight as a sub. Let's see what else I did. Yeah, let me watch this day in the life one. This is from December 11th, 2019. I changed my intro so much and my color scheme. Hey guys, so I wanted to film a day in my life as a substitute teacher. Okay, wait. Let me just point out, in this video, I did timestamps throughout my day. I'm in the car going to school at 6:55 a.m. This whole entire school year, my school is pretty like more relaxed on when we get to school. And I also don't have a first period class on both days. So we have like an A-day, B-day block schedule. Guys, I don't ever leave at 6:55 a.m. I don't leave before 7. I was super early as a sub. I was on it. I do not leave that early ever.
Now, when I talk over you, there's too many of you. So, Mr. Schools is out today. My name is Miss Stone. You guys are finishing chapter 4 of Prisoners of Geography. Please listen for your name for attendance. Jaden.
Not me saying, okay guys, I don't want to talk over you. I have not said those words, that line, the entire school year because, again, I only have like 2 kids in my class, so have not had to do that. The desk, make sure the rows are nice and straight, and as you can see, they always leave trash, and so just to make it clean for the next class, I go around, pick up any trash, pins, and stuff like that, and just get the room in order. Y'all, I'm about to cry. Like, okay, first of all, desks that aren't 6 feet apart, paper on the ground. They actually still had paper assignments. Not everything was done on the laptops. A mess from kids being in the classroom. Like, I miss normal school. I have not experienced like any of this stuff during my first year as a teacher because it's just not the same. Okay, so one more thing that I make sure to do whenever I have an off period is to go to the bathroom. When you're in the classroom, you can't just go to the bathroom whenever you have to go. You can't leave your kids alone. So any chance I get to go to the bathroom, I'm going to the bathroom because I'm drinking water and coffee all day long. And honestly, in high school, sometimes I just use the regular kids restroom because I don't know what the teacher's lounge is or it might be too far. Oh my gosh, going to the bathroom is such a struggle when you're a teacher. I don't think I've developed my teacher bladder. There's so many times where I swear my kidneys are hurting because I'm holding it in so badly, like waiting until after class. Luckily, my classroom is pretty close to a teacher's lounge, and so after class ends, as soon as the kids leave, I'm power walking to the bathroom. I cannot deal with having to like wait to go to the bathroom. That is never going to change. Okay, let me do one more. I might do a part 2 to this because I have so many videos and it's just gonna take so much time to kind of react. Let me find one more of my sub videos to react to. Okay, questions I could ask January 28th. Teacher, do you have a boyfriend? So usually it's kids in high school who ask this, but I think there has been at least 1 or 2 people in middle school who've asked me if I'm married. And so the inner English teacher slash grammar nerd wants to explain that I introduce myself as Miss Stone. If I were married, it would be Mrs. Stone. I also might even have a wedding ring. So usually I will just deflect and tell them to get back to whatever they're supposed to be doing, or just quickly answer no to the married question. I do have a boyfriend, but it's really not anything. So, question, am I married? I haven't really gotten asked that, maybe like once. Answer still no, but do I have a boyfriend? That answer is now also no. I'll just say nope, let's get back to work. Touched on this, I think, but basically I'm 23 years old, almost 24, and there have been some times where kids in high school who are in my classes have tried to hit on me or flirt with me, which is super weird and uncomfortable, but it's definitely something that I've had to deal with on more than one occasion. Oh my god, I do not miss that at all. Whenever I subbed, especially for upperclassmen, grades 11 and 12, there were always those creepy kids who thought it would be cute to flirt with me and hit on me because I was clearly a young sub. One even like asked for my number. That was just gross and uncomfortable. As a teacher, I have not, thank God, had that happen to me. My kids are freshmen, but I feel like when you're a teacher and they see you every single day or every other day and they get to know you, they are so much less likely to act out or do something that bold versus you're a sub and you're just coming in for a day. So I have not had to experience that, thank God, because those were the most awkward moments in the classroom I ever experienced. Are you the sub? Holds up badge.
Yes, I'm the sub. I'm not 16 years old.
So usually whenever I'm subbing for a new classroom, they'll see me and they'll be like,
are you the sub? Where's the teacher? Is our teacher here? Where is she? Over there? No? Okay.
So yeah, oh my gosh, that happened all the time. They would walk in and think I'm a new student and just be like, where's Mrs. So-and-so? Like, where's your teacher at? And I'm like, guys, I'm your sub right here. Obviously, I don't experience that. They know like, hey, Miss Stone, it's my classroom. Good times as a sub. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to subscribe. I'm posting so much more content related to substitute teaching, and also I am so close to finishing all of my tests and getting my first full-time teacher job. So stay tuned for that. Give this video a thumbs up. Okay, so that's the last one that I'm going to react to. By the way, this was in January and I was hired in May. So it was a couple months after this that I finished up everything and got hired. That was fun. This is going to be a long video. Watching these back, I have so many that I want to watch back, but honestly, I don't miss being a sub, but I miss being in pre-COVID classrooms. Everything that I had experienced as a sub completely changed once I started teaching because COVID completely flipped the way classrooms and schools are. I know that I will regret saying this once things get back to normal or closer to normal, but I miss having a classroom full of like 30 kids and just interactions and not staring at a laptop for 8 hours a day and getting on Zooms and all these different things like that. I honestly do miss the way schools used to be, even though there were behavioral problems and kids would talk over you and they would leave messes in paper, and like there were a lot of things that happened that I'm glad I'm not dealing with now. But I honestly just miss the way that schools used to be, especially for kids. I have freshmen, and the way that they're experiencing their first year of high school, I do feel bad that it's not normal. There's not pep rallies. You don't see your friends every day. It's just so much different. But that's a rant for a different time. So thank you guys for watching to my reaction to my substitute teacher videos. I'll leave that whole playlist down below if you guys want to go through and check them out. I also have a whole playlist on my first year as a teacher, my current experiences, COVID, and also I'm still becoming certified. So those will all be linked down below. If you guys want to see more of these types of videos, let me know. If you have anything else that's related to teaching, education, any of that stuff, comment down below. I am definitely always looking for new video ideas. Make sure that you guys are subscribed. Thank you guys so much if you already are, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye, y'all.